Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego, and today I'm going to continue talking about High Fidelity. That's right, High Fidelity, a wonderful movie from 2000. Okay, it's what I consider to be one of the best chick flicks for guys. One of the best chick flicks for guys. High Fidelity. Okay, this is a movie from a guy's point of view. Guy acts like a guy. He talks like a guy. He thinks like a guy. He does things that a guy would do. But yet we're dealing in the genre of romance, of lust, of relationships. Okay, of falling in love, falling out of love, of cheating, of hanging out with your friends. Okay, basically it's all the stuff that usually happens in a chick flick. Okay, but now it's happening to a guy, and despite the fact that it's happening to a guy, what makes this movie so special is that he still acts like a guy. He still does things that a guy would do, and he talks to us. The movie's in the first person. He tells us what he's thinking. He tells us why he does the things that he does. Okay, and we can sort of understand why we don't necessarily agree with his decisions, but we can understand why he did them. Okay, a lot of the shit that he does is stupid. A lot of stuff that he did, is very immature. Okay, and wrong. Okay, but because he has these faults, and he's discovering them, okay, we're kind of along with him for the ride. We kind of root for him, okay? I tell every guy that I know, there's three main movies that basically are chick flicks for guys, and this is one of them. This was at the top of my list. There's two more, I can tell you what they are, but eventually I will get to them. And then there's a fourth one I think I can add in there too. Okay, but this is just a little break I'm taking. Usually what I do is I review chick flicks, okay, for girls. All right, I just finished reviewing The Notebook, okay, and now I'm reviewing High Fidelity, which I consider a chick flick for guys because it plays by guys' rules. Now, a lot of chick flicks out there, they do have the man as the main character, okay? Well, those chick flicks do not work, okay, because basically they take the guy, they have the guy act like a woman, okay, and that shit does not fucking work. We already got enough of that on regular TV and on regular movies. We don't need no more of that fucking shit, all right? We need movies about guys dealing with relationships, which is typically a female genre, the rom-com genre, but from a guy's point of view, and I think that if you can do that, I think you can bring a lot of guys in there, okay? Absolutely, okay? I identify a lot with this character, Rob Gordon, okay, because he is a fucking musical nerd. He knows a lot about music. He knows a lot about records. He has a record collection in the thousands. He takes his music very seriously. He comes up with a top 5, top 10 list of everything in his fucking life. Top 10 greatest shits he ever took. Top 10 greatest food he ever ate. Top 10 worst, bands he's ever heard. That's what he does. Okay, him and his friends all do that. Okay, but they always test each other with music trivia. Sorry, they know a lot about music. They know a lot about records. A lot about record companies. And what songs got produced and what songs were good and what songs are cool. It's like you have to know. In order for them to consider you to be cool, you have to know the shit that they know. When the truth is, the shit that they know is fucking useless, okay? It's like me, okay? I'm a wealth of useless fucking information, okay? I got a lot of knowledge up here. It ain't doing me any fucking good. Or do you think I got a fucking YouTube channel? Or do you think I'm fucking saying this shit, okay? You think anyone wants to hire a guy who knows a shitload about fucking chick flicks for guys? Get the fuck out of here. Of course not, okay? But that's the way these guys think that's the way they are with their music, okay? Nobody's gonna fucking hire them. For what? They don't know shit about the real world. They know a lot about the fake world. They know a lot about fucking who recorded this song, but they didn't actually record any music themselves. They're not musicians. They can't fucking sing. Well, at least one of them can sing, but the rest, they're not musicians. Okay? You know what they say? They say that those who cannot do teach, or something like that, or those who cannot do are critics. Exactly. The best movie critics out there are guys that fucking flunked out of fucking film school because they can't fucking direct a piece. They can't direct shit. So what do? They become movie critics. Okay. Okay. Exactly. All right. And that's basically what Rob Gordon is. Him and his friends, his employees, actually. He owns a record store in Wicker Park in Chicago, right there on the corner of Milwaukee and Owner, 1151 North Milwaukee. I've been there. It's actually a bar in real life. There is actually a real record store right around the corner, right down the street, or it was back then, called Reckless Records. Recently, because I went to Chicago last year, they moved it to the other side of the street. So it's further up. It's further, it'd be further south now than where it was before. Okay, and it's in a bigger location, but still on the same street. It's just a couple stores in the opposite direction, as opposed to where it was a couple stores in the other direction and across the street. The real Reckless Records. That's the real record store in that neighborhood. Okay, and I've been there many times as well. Okay, it's not Championship Vinyl. Okay, that actual store, Championship Vinyl, in this movie is in Evanston, and that's because that's where John Cusack, the producer and star of this movie, that's where he grew up. Okay, and he used to go to that record store all the time. So he decided to name this movie's record store after the record store he went to in Evanston, which is a suburb. Okay, I ain't from the fucking suburbs. I'm from the fucking city. I was born in the fucking city, and I lived in the fucking city, okay? Anyway, moving right along. So I'm Diego. What I do here is I give you a straight man's point of view. Okay, so please, if you're easily offended, if you're easily triggered, if you're a snowflake, get the fuck out right now. I will not censor myself. Okay, I'm going to tell you the straight up truth from a guy's point of view, whether you like it or not. The real question you have to ask yourself is, can you handle it? Can you handle the truth? Because I don't think you can. Okay, I'm going to give you a straight dose of fucking truth, okay, with no lube. No lube. Let's see. Let's see if you can handle it, because I don't think you can. Honestly, I don't. All right. So where we left off last time, what do you call it? Rob Gordon. He was walking by the Biograph Theater. He went to this club. I think it was called the Axe Lounge. Okay, he went there to go see a live singer. Okay, and it's Marie DeSalle is her name, played by Lisa Bonet. Okay, obviously you know who she is. Okay, yeah, she used to be married to Lenny Kravitz, and then she was married to Aquaman himself, Jason Momoa. Yeah, they just got divorced last year though. He fought for well, of course he fought for divorce. He's in $1 billion franchise now. He's fucking Aquaman now. He's not Khal Drogo anymore. He's fucking Aquaman. When she met him, he was a fucking Baywatch flunky, okay? He was on Baywatch, okay, when nobody was watching that shit. He was on Baywatch, okay? And he hooked up with her, and she helped his career, and now he's fucking, then he got fucking Game of Thrones after he met her, after he married her, and then he got fucking Aquaman after that. Now, on a side note, they are going to cancel Aquaman. He's not doing Aquaman anymore. The new leader of DC, James Gunn, the new DC Studios, he got rid of Aquaman. The Aquaman movie with Amber Heard is going to come out next year. It was supposed to come out this year, right now, in fact. Now it's going to come out in December of next year, and that's it. No more Aquaman. They're going to have if they do another Aquaman movie, it's going to be with a different actor. Okay, anyway, just to let you know. Okay, so yeah, so Lisa Bonet, she plays this woman named Mary DeSalle. Rob goes in the bar. He sees her singing out there. He's too scared to talk to her, but his friends, his employees, they kind of like talk to her, and they buy her CD, and they tell her, hey, come into our record store, blah, blah, blah. You know, you'll like it there, this kind of thing, all right? Now, Rob is still upset because his girlfriend, Laura, dumped him the other day. Okay, now she did leave. She did call him earlier in the afternoon. She did call him and tell him that she needed to come by the apartment while he's at work. She didn't want to go there when he was there to pick up some of her stuff. She already moved out, but she still left some of her stuff there. She wants to go there when he's not there. That way there's no confrontation. Okay? So obviously Robert was upset. His breakup with her, he was blindsided with it. He had no idea that she was unhappy. He had no idea that she didn't want to be with him anymore. He had no idea. So he got hit like fucking sideways. He had no idea. He was not prepared for this. He was not prepared for his girlfriend to dump him, which is what starts the catalyst for this movie. He starts talking to us about the top 5 worst breakups he's ever had in his life. Okay, and he starts explaining to us what they were. So basically, this guy's had bad luck with women for his whole life. Ever since he started liking girls, he's had bad luck. He gets a girl, the girl fucking dumps him and hurts him, okay? So now he's afraid to add Laura onto that list. He's already told us 4 of the top 5 worst breakups. Yeah, he has not gotten to the 5th one yet, okay? But he made him plainly sure to us, he told us and he told Laura that you are not on that fucking list. You did not hurt me as bad as those 5 bitches did, okay? So that's what this movie's about. He's trying to figure out why do all the girls that he gets with end up dumping him for another guy? Why does that always happen? The worst one he had was Charlie. Okay, Charlie was number 3. That was Catherine Zeta-Jones's character, okay? And she was super hot, super popular, super extroverted, super everything, super intelligent, super successful, and then of course she fucking dumped him she cheated on him first, and then she left him for the other guy. And the other guy was a better looking guy, more wealthy, more sophisticated, that kind of thing. So she dumped him for a better man. He has never really gotten over it. And I would argue that he was that way before, okay? He never got over the first girl that fucked him over when he was 14. The girl that he went to go kiss her by the bleachers and he caught her kissing another boy. He never got over that. Okay, and he even told me in the movie that every single relationship he's had as an adult has been a scrambled version of that first one, okay? And so he can't understand why. He's depressed, he's pissed off, he's angry, he's taking it out on his friends, his employees that he works with. They're just as big musical nerds as he is. Okay, you got Jack Black, who's this extroverted fucking so-called alpha male wannabe, but he's really just a pussy. But he's super fucking personality, super sarcastic, super, intelligent. He's all those things, okay? Very extroverted. And then you got Dick, who's this fucking beta male, shy, soft-spoken, bald-headed, skinny guy, who also has weird taste in music and knows a shitload about music. So these 3 guys together, they just keep fucking talking about music, top 5 records, top 5 bands, top 5 all this shit. That's all they fucking do all day when they're not fucking selling records. And when they're not at the record store working, they go to a bar and they fucking do the same fucking shit there too. All right. I know these guys. Okay. These guys are my people. These are my people. Okay. Imagine that, but with comic books. Okay. And today, superhero movies, because comic books today are dead. American comics are dead today. But superhero movies, oh fuck yeah, dude. That's all we talk about. I can talk about that for fucking hours. I once talked to a friend of mine about who was the worst villain. Okay, was it Parallax from fucking DC Comics, or was it Bastion from fucking the X-Men? Okay, me and this other guy had a fucking 4.5-hour conversation, argument you could say on that. That's the kind of guys that I hang out with. All right, so yes, I totally understand these people. And yes, I have felt this way. A lot of things that he goes through, I've gone through myself, so I can talk from experience. I do know what it's like to get fucking dumped sideways, where you didn't not fucking see it coming, and it fucking hurts. And it hurts like a motherfucker, okay? So when I'm doing the commentary here for this video, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I would have done different or if I would have done the same thing that he's doing, okay? But a lot of the shit he's doing, I didn't realize it because I saw this movie when I was a young man in my 20s. Now that I'm older, in my 40s, I'm looking at this guy, I'm, oh my God, dude. I was the same way. I didn't catch myself back then. I didn't catch the stupid shit he was doing back then because I was too young and immature to realize it. Now I'm older, now I realize it. Now I can call him out on this shit, all right? But I can't judge him because I was the fucking same way. All right. So anyway, he gets a phone call. When he gets home for a meeting Marie DeSalle at the bar, he listens to her music. He checks his voice message. It's from some girl named Liz. Now Liz is his girlfriend Laura's best friend. That's her best friend, okay? So she calls just to check up on him, see how he's doing, make sure he's okay, you know. She says that she's friends with both of them. Again, that she's not taking sides yet. Now, Liz is played by Joan Cusack. Now, Joan Cusack, as you know, is John Cusack's real-life sister. Okay, she's done a lot of stuff. She's done like sitcoms. I think she had her own sitcom in the early 2000s. Okay, but she's been in a lot of movies. She's been in Beverly Hillbillies. She was in fucking My Bodyguard. Did you know that? Yeah, with Jennifer Beals. Yeah, 1980. Check it out. My Bodyguard. Yeah, she was in that too. That's the first time I remember seeing her. Okay, but yeah, she's been in a lot of stuff. Okay, yeah, her and her brother have been acting. They're both from Chicago. They've been acting forever and all sorts of shit. I don't know what she's doing now, but she was like in. I know she was in Beverly Hillbillies, and then she's been in a lot of other shit, dude. I can't name it. I'm not a big fucking Joan Cusack fan, but I know she's done a lot of stuff. Okay, I can't think of anything right now other than that. But yeah, other than My Bodyguard and the Beverly Hillbillies, I'm pretty sure she was in both of those, and some other shit. I know she had her own sitcom. She had her own sitcom in the early 2000s, you know, because she's like a sitcom actress, okay? She's like, well, you know, the facial expressions and the hand gestures, you know, like every fucking sitcom does. Yeah, she's like that. That's her acting style. Okay. So anyway, so now we're going to change the scene, okay? So it's the next day now. It's the next day, and Rob should be at work, but he's not at work. He's actually in his robe. He's sitting at home. He decided not to go into work. And why did he do that? Because he fucking knew that Laura was coming over today. She was coming over today to pick up some of her shit. Okay, when she called him and told him, make sure you're not there. You know, I'm gonna come in when you're not there. You know, so don't be home, please. Well, he's gonna fucking stay. This is another version of immaturity. Okay, now as you're an adult, okay, now this guy's like 30, I think he's 32 years old or 33 years old. Rob Gordon's John Cusack's character in this movie. Okay, but there's something you got to understand, and I know that some guys are guilty of this. Okay, I've never done this myself, but when a girl says I don't want to see you, she fucking means I don't want to fucking see you. Okay. That doesn't mean that fucking you can trick her into fucking bumping into you, okay? He did this on purpose, okay? She said, I don't feel comfortable you being there. That's why I'm going out of the way to give you the courtesy to let you know that I'm gonna come over. Please don't be there. I'm just gonna get some of my shit and then I'm gonna leave, okay? Well, he decided to be there, okay? That's immaturity right there, okay? Well, now I've never done that before, so I'm gonna have to take some points away from Rob Gordon, okay? I'm not biased towards the guys. If the guys fuck up, I'm gonna call it out here too, okay? I'm not some fucking hypocrite asshole that lets the guys get away with all the shit, but the women, no, they get passed. No, bull fucking shit. Okay, women get judged for everything. The guys get a free pass. Fuck that noise. Okay, I tell you the truth here. Okay, and I will call out the bullshit behavior the guys do too, because we do a lot of shit as well. Okay, so yeah, what he did, I completely disagree with. I would not have stayed at home and waited for her, knowing that she's going to show up. So she shows up there to get her stuff. He surprises her. He's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I took the day off." You know. So basically, he's there to confront her. He wants to know why the fuck. He never got the answers as to why she dumped him. She just basically said, "I don't want to see you anymore, and I'm leaving." So he never got closure that he wanted. Okay, and he doesn't really want closure. What he wants is to get her back. He wants to be like, "Hey, snap out of this and come back home. You know, you're my girlfriend. I love you. Whatever's wrong, we can fix it. You know, don't leave me." But she's already made the decision, and that's realistic too. Women, when they fucking break up with you, guys, you already know this, and women, you fucking know this too. Okay, but I'm just gonna say it out loud. Okay, when women dump a guy, they've already got another guy lined up. They've already dumped him in their mind a long time ago. Okay, this is just the first time you're hearing about it. Okay, but she's already dumped you a long fucking time ago. You didn't know it. When she did it, you didn't even notice it. Okay, but she already did it. Okay, that's the way women are. Guys, you could kind of tell. You could kind of tell that they're fucking, you know, doing things. It's weird because when women are getting cheated on, okay, the way women cheat on guys, Okay, they know what they're doing. They're kind of pulling away. They're just being quiet. They're not talking as much anymore. You know, they're just acting disinterested. You know, they want to be alone a lot more. You know, and the guys just, they don't notice it because they're like, oh, she's not yelling at me, so fine, she must be okay. No, she's not. She's already fucking in her mind. She's already with somebody else. Okay, that's how they act. So whenever guys act that way towards her, she automatically thinks that the guy's doing the same thing because she thinks that men cheat the same way that she does. Women think men cheat the same way they do. They don't. They don't. Okay? I've acted that way just because I've been tired at work or shit, and she automatically thinks I'm sleeping with somebody else. Why? Because I'm acting the way she would act if she was cheating on me. Okay, so, okay, guys, we don't act that way. Okay, when a guy's cheating on a girl, he's gonna avoid her. He's gonna avoid her. He's not gonna be like, fucking, hey, oh, I'm okay, honey. Yeah, I'm fine. No, he's gonna be like, hey, listen, I got some stuff to do today, okay? Please, just leave me alone. I just need like a couple of days and I'll be back, all right? Love you. That's what a guy does when he's cheating on you. Okay, I know because I've done it. Okay, I've done it. And I've had it done to me too. All right, so yes. Okay, for those of you who fucking hate me, oh yeah, you know what? For those of you that are judging me, you fucking cheated on your boyfriends too. You've cheated on your husbands. Don't give me that bullshit like you're better than me. I would never. Get the fuck out of here. The girls that say that shit out loud are the ones that do it the most. Okay, that's the honest to God fucking truth. Like I said, no lube here. All right, anyway. So he wants a confrontation. He wants to talk to her. He wants to know why she dumped him. Okay? So he took the morning off, okay? Now, like I said, that's a red flag, okay? And the truth is that he loves this woman. He's obsessed with Laura, okay? I don't think he really loves her. And if he does love her, he loves her more than he loves himself. And that's a bad thing, okay? Because women are going to come and go. I'm sorry. Even if you have the most perfect spouse in the world, okay? Either she's going to die first or you're going to die first, okay? And what happens if she dies first? Guess what? You're stuck with yourself until it's your turn. Okay, so what kind of life is going to be if you can't live without it? No, that's no fucking life, okay? You got to learn to love yourself first before you can love anybody else. Because you're stuck with you for the rest of your fucking life. That's the only faithful relationship you're ever going to fucking have, honestly, is with yourself. So you better fucking love who you are, okay? And take care of yourself. Have some stuff. That doesn't mean be an asshole. That doesn't mean fucking be an egomaniac. Those are not people that take care of. Those are people that seek validation. So they want to show off. They want other people to think how great they are. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about self-respect. I'm talking about being humble, but having a strong sense of security within yourself. Okay? And with, you know, if you're a religious person, with your higher power, with your God. Okay? As long as you've got that going on, okay, you have nothing to worry about. You're protected. Okay? Okay, you got to have a sense of self-respect, okay? Women, no matter how much you love them, are going to come and go. Your kids, you love them to death, and then eventually they're going to become adults, and they're going to fucking leave the house, okay? Well, not in 2022, they don't do that anymore, but they used to. My generation, we did, okay? So you know what I mean? They're going to move off and do their own thing, okay? You got to be prepared for that, okay? You got to be prepared for it, all right? So what I'm trying to say is, like, don't fucking ever put somebody above you. Don't ever, at the expense of yourself. Okay? At the expense of yourself. Don't ever fucking do that because you're stuck with you. Okay? She might love you today. Tomorrow she'll love another guy. Okay? Does that mean your life is fucking over? No. Okay? And if your life is over, it's because you gave her that fucking power. And that's your fault. That ain't her fault. That's your fault. All right? And that's what he's doing. Okay? He won't accept the fact that she left. He's trying to talk her to come back. He's like in denial. Okay? Which is stupid and very immature for a guy who's like 32 years old. Okay, so he tells her, you know, he basically tells her, do you still love me? Do you still love me? And she doesn't answer him right away. She just walks away from him. And then she says, like, you know, that's not the issue. It doesn't change the fact that we don't get along. In fact, I hope that we're not in love. To be honest, it would give me a much better opinion about love right now. You know, so she's obviously upset talking about this. She did not want to have this conversation. Rob's like, well, come on. Did I beat you? Did I tell you you were a bad person? Okay, did I fucking do any of these bad, horrible things that other boyfriends do? And I can make that argument as well. You know, a lot of guys, you know, I remember I talked to an ex-girlfriend once years ago, and I went to go meet her, and we were talking about what it was like when we were young and we were in a relationship. And, you know, and I told her, I was like, hey, you know, come on. Did I ever cheat on you? Did I ever beat you up? Did I ever call you names? No, I didn't. Come on, I wasn't a bad boyfriend, you know. And she looked at me with her girlfriends were sitting there. Yeah, it was a trap. It was a trap. Okay, and they're like, well, you want a prize for doing the right thing? Okay, those are all the things that you're not supposed to do. You think you're special because you didn't do them? No, that's how you're supposed to be already. You see? And she got a point. But he's basically telling her that, hey, say, listen, you know, we know, okay, ladies, we all know about the guys that are the real assholes out there. We know who they are. We've seen them. We know what damage they've done. Okay, I've seen it myself. I've seen guys that treat their girlfriends like total fucking shit, that cheat on them, that beat them up, that tell them they're ugly, you know, that fucking take away all their self-esteem. I've seen it happen. You ain't gonna see that shit in a fucking chick flick. Fuck no. It's all strong, empowered women, but in real life, you got strong, empowered women, and then you got women that are weak. I'm sorry, I'm gonna call it out. Yeah, somebody call fucking Ripley. There's weak women out there. Holy shit, you would never know that by watching a fucking TV show or a fucking movie, but it's true. And I've seen guys fucking do that. I've seen the damage they've done to women and to their self-esteem. Okay, so yes, I know there's assholes out there. I know those guys that treat women like fucking shit. Okay? The point that Rob's making is that he's not one of those guys. Yes, he's hurt her. Yes, he's done bad things. Okay, but he's not a bad person. He doesn't do it on a regular basis. What he's trying to say is, hey, listen, you know, I'm not a perfect boyfriend. Okay, but you know what? I'm a lot better than a lot of the guys that are out there right now. Okay, I'm not as bad as that. Okay, by comparison, I'm a lot better than a lot of the guys that are out there right now. Okay, that's basically what he's trying to say. Okay, but women, you know, they just do what they do because they feel like doing it, not because they think like doing it. They feel like doing it. Okay, so he makes that argument. You know, he's like, so what the fuck? I didn't beat you. I never said you were a bad person. What the fuck, Laura? What could I have done to make you happy? You know, like I said, he didn't see the breakup coming. She's like, nothing. You need to make yourself happy. He's like, well, how am I not happy? Well, you know what? Actually, she's actually right about that. He's not happy. This entire movie, he's been depressed and melancholy about the relationship, about her breaking his heart. Okay, he's been just upset. Now that's understandable, but what's not understandable is that he was that way before he ever met Laura. He was that way since he was a kid. Ever since the flashbacks, he's always been that way. Ever since that first girl when he was 14 broke his heart, he has been that way. He has been insecure and melancholy, you know, and just like fucking depressed and down and just like introverted and, you know, and just like, ugh. You know, he's been that way his whole fucking life. So how is what she's saying any different? I got to agree with Laura in this one. Yeah, he's right. She's been that way for a long time, way before he met her. She's like, you're not the same person. You know, she says, the problem is, Rob, you're the same person you've always been. And I'm not. And all I did was change my job. He's like, oh, and your clothes and your hair and your friends. You know, because she's a lawyer now. She's like, well, I can't go to the law firm with pink hair, Rob. You've never even changed so much as a pair of socks since I've known you. At least you used to talk about the future. You don't even do that anymore. Rob's like, I'm all right. You're the one that doesn't like your job. She's like, oh, see, that right there, you get it wrong, Rob. I love my job, okay? You have to allow things to happen to people. Especially yourself. And you don't. So what's the point? You know, and then she leaves. And you know, I gotta kudos to her. She's absolutely right. What has he done? He's decided, he's taken this bad situation that he had when he was 14 years old, and he made it all hyperbolic. He turned that into the defining moment of his life. And he's used that as his Geiger counter for every fucking relationship he's had ever since then. He's expecting women to hurt him every fucking time he falls in love with another girl. He's expecting the woman to hurt his feelings. Even when he's the one hurting her, he still expects her to hurt his feelings, okay? It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. He's always been that way. She's absolutely right. He doesn't want to change. Okay, he doesn't let things happen to him. He doesn't let himself be happy. He's got to be fucking depressed. He's got to be emo. He's got to be selfish with his insecurity. It's all about, woe is me. Why me? It's not fair. Earlier in the movie, he says like, why did I get dumped? Now, it's understandable to be that way every once in a while because shit happens. Life fucking happens, okay? Sometimes things happen and you get fucking hurt and you cry out and everything, but then you get over it and you move on. He hasn't done that. He has never moved on. He has never moved on. He's been depressed his whole fucking life. For most of it, at least. He's been crying about girls. He never got past any of the hurt. You know, and I wish I could fucking judge him. I wish I could beat the shit out of him, but I didn't have to do it myself because I was the same way. I was the same way in my 20s. So yes, I understand this guy a lot. and she's right. Laura is right. You know, he doesn't let things happen to him. You know. Anyway, so later on at work, you know, Rob's there. He's depressed, of course, wearing his sunglasses, wearing his Dickies t-shirt. His employees are all there. You know, Barry's there, and so is Dick. Okay, and there's this other guy there, a black guy there named Lewis. Okay, now Lewis, I guess he's a regular. He goes in the record store a lot. He's played by this actor named Alex Desert. I remember this guy a lot because I'm a comic book nerd, and he was on The Flash. The original Flash, not the one right now, the original Flash show from 1990. He was a main character on that. And he's done some other things. He was in a movie called Swingers. With Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn. And yes, we will get to that one later. Okay, his name's Alex Desert. He's this black guy. He's like this cool black guy, preppy type of black guy. And he's in there. He's a customer named Lewis, and he goes there all the time. All right, so they know him. They're smoking and joking. They're having a trivia contest. Was it the top five? Top five side one track ones? Go. You know, that kind of thing. And of course, Rob is used to. He's like, I feel basic today. He starts spouting out these fucking, I'm not going to spout them out, okay? He starts spouting out all these fucking songs from so he names the album, and then he names the song, okay? No, he names the album, and then he names the band, and then he names the album, and then he names the song, okay? And this is all like fucking hard to find shit, you know, very, very subtle shit, like you just like, the hard to find stuff, okay? So he's doing that, and they're all doing that. They're all taking turns giving out their top five, whatever, right? Okay, it's a musical trivia game. So top five, side one, track ones, songs. Okay, like I said, these guys are musical geeks. Okay, they're the same way I am with my comic books. They're the same way. If it was me, I would be in a comic book store having a similar conversation, but about comic books. In my heaven, that's what it would be. But this is his heaven. This is John Cusack's heaven, and it's a record store talking about records. Okay, so Rob surprises Barry. He says, "Okay, the band is Massive Attack." The band is Massive Attack, the album is No Protection, and the song is Radiation Rule the Nation. Okay? Now, I actually looked that song up. I don't know what the fuck that was. There was no songs in it. There was no lyrics in it. It was just like a bunch of digital fucking sounds. It was just weird. Like, I don't know what the fuck. I think it was a joke, an in-joke. If anybody actually looked up that song and listened to it, it's nothing. It's fucking 6 minutes of fucking noise. Okay, you can't even dance to it. Okay, it's just like, it's like some shit Roykstop would do. Okay, but anyway, he says that, and then he walks away like he's a rock star. And then Barry, that's Jack Black's character, he's like, he's blowing off. This customer's trying to get his attention. He's like, not now, not now. And he's paying attention to what Rob's top five. Then he says like, he's blowing. He wants to criticize Rob's choice. He's like, oh. Kind of a new record. Very nice, Rob. A sly declaration of new classical status slipped into a list of safe ones. Very pussy, Rob. Couldn't be any more obvious, could you? How about the Beatles? Or how about fucking Beethoven? Side one, track one of the Fifth fucking Symphony. How can someone with no interest in music own a record store? Okay, now when I say it is stupid, when Jack Black says it, it's funny, okay? Okay, and Barry, the customer that's nagging him says, I want this record. And Barry's like, okay, let me go see. Because he acts that way. Let me go see. Just like that. And he finds the record and he shows it to the customer. He's a nerdy guy with glasses. He's like, oh, that's it. He's like, oh my God, how much for this? How much for this? He's like, let me see. No, I'm not selling this one this week. No, I'm not. He's like, that's what you said last week. He's like, and the guy's like, and he walks away. Now, Lewis saw the whole exchange going on. Robert was there. Everyone saw this happen, okay? And Lewis is like, oh, let me see that album. He's like, hey, I'll buy it for $40. And Rob says, yeah, sold. Here, it's yours. Sold. And Lewis is like, well, why sell it to me and not to him? He's like, and Barry says, like, because you're not a geek, Lewis. And Lewis says, like, you guys are snobs, okay? You're total elitists, okay? You feel like these unappreciated scholars. So you shit on the people who know less than you, which is everyone. They're like, yeah. It's sad. Now he says it in a nice way, but it's true. These guys think that they know everything. Okay, they think that they're a big fish in a little fucking pond. They're in a fucking pond that nobody wants to go into. Honestly, let's face it. Okay, when I was at the height of my comic book craze, okay, like in the '90s and the 2000s, I mean, you had to be a certain type of person to go fucking seek out comic books, especially as a fucking grown man. Okay, the comic book movies, they weren't cranking them out. Like, they weren't cranking out 5 of them every year like they are today. Okay. You got one every 2 years. If you're lucky, you got one every year. And that was it, okay? So I didn't grow up watching comic book superhero movies every year. It just wasn't a thing, okay? That hadn't happened yet. It was starting to happen around this time, but it hadn't happened yet, okay? So we were basically in the closet, okay? So when you find a bunch of like-minded nerds, comic book nerds, okay, we have something in common to talk about. We meet each other at the conventions, we go online, okay? We compare artwork together. All of us want to be comic book artists, or we all want to be comic book writers, okay? We compare our artwork. We talk about, what's being written, okay? We turn these fucking comic book writers into fucking celebrities. It's like we treat them like rock stars. These same comic book writers are fucking living on food stamps now because the comic book industry went to shit. But in the 90s and the 2000s, they were gods to us. I mean, these guys don't even have any fucking medical insurance now. It's sad. It's sad what's happened to the comic book artists. But in the 90s and the 2000s, that was the booming era for comic books, all right? So yes, we talked about comics. We talked about superheroes. That's what we fucking did, okay? Because nobody else was doing it. Now everyone's doing it. Now they're all talking about superhero movies. But back in the day, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. I think times have changed. We're not in the closet anymore. Okay, once comic book movies started making a shitload of money, all of a sudden movie stars wanted to start doing them. They wanted that paycheck. Now all these fucking girls that would have laughed at us because we watched comic book movies, now they're wanting to be comic book fucking movies. Now they're wearing the Batman t-shirts saying, oh my God, I'm sitting there, look at my Batman t-shirt. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Once all these fucking beautiful celebrities are fucking talking about how they've been fans of comic book superheroes all their whole life, get the fuck out of here, Scarlett. Scarlett Johansson never opened a comic book in her whole fucking life. Get the fuck out. Neither did Brie Larson. Get the fuck out of here. They're doing this bullshit. They're saying their shit because they want to get fucking paid and they want to keep working. If they get in a fucking franchise, then that's guaranteed money. That's guaranteed work. I mean, look at Tom Cruise, okay? Whenever his movies fucking flop, what does he do? He cranks out another Mission Impossible and boom, he's back in business again. So see what I mean? Now Top Gun Maverick, that's a fluke, okay? But it worked. I ain't taking anything away from him, okay? But let's face it, look at Tom Cruise. If it wasn't for Mission Impossible, he'd be filing for fucking unemployment years ago, decades ago. Yeah. All right. Moving right along. Okay, so that's going on here. He calls them out on their elitism, okay? Now Rob goes into his office, okay, to talk to Liz. He wants to call Liz, okay, and he wants to talk to us too, okay? So he goes in there, okay, and he tells us basically that, sometimes, he just gets so depressed at work. He gets so frustrated dealing with customers, dealing with his lifestyle, dealing with his life in general. Yeah, what else is new, Rob? You fucking hate your life, I get it. Okay, and he's like, someday I just think about selling the whole fucking store, and going to work at a Virgin Records and never looking back. Which makes sense. Okay, that's the kind of guy he is. Okay, I'm going to stop my review right here, but I will be back again shortly, and I will continue my review of High Fidelity. As long as it takes. I'm breaking down every fucking scene. That's what I do here. All right? And then I'll go back to reviewing the Chic-Flicks. All right? So thank you for watching me as long as you have, and I will see you soon on the next one. Bye.